So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can start anywhere you want to laying carpet tiles. A lot of people think that you have to start in the center of the room to get everything centered up. I'm going to show you how you can start anywhere, any doorway, any part of the room you want to, and still end up in the center. Stick around and see how we do it.
Action!
So we are fixing to start some carpet tile, and I wanted to show how we get it marked out and how to start to where everything equals up square. Typically in a room, you want the same amount left over on this wall as you have on this wall. You don't want to have a little 2-inch piece over here and then like a 1.5 foot piece over there. You want them to be even on both sides and the same on the length. Well, if you'll turn around and look at that wall right there, we got like a little knee wall or a little half a wall there. That's actually what I'm going to consider the end of the room rather than going all the way back to the far wall. So I measured from there all the way down is 56 foot and 4 inches. So half of that was 28.2, which I got marked right here. And I don't have my line popped yet. And then the width of the room is 9'11". So half of that is 4'11", I think is what I had figured there. Let me check that out again. So half of this width, the width of this room is 9'11". So half of that is actually 9'11". And up there it's like 9'10.5". So I just kind of went in the middle. Anyway, we got 4'11.25" is what I'm going to go by to the center point, and 28.2 to the center point. So, excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and pop these lines. If you'll just set that down, maybe back there on that counter or something, that way they can see what's going on. So we got our lines marked. We're going to take and pop them right there. We're going to get our center marked out in the room. Wherever these two lines meet, where they cross, is going to be the center of the room naturally, because I went half the distance of the width and half the distance of the length. I'm going to pull real tight, okay? Okay. All right. All right, now we're going to do our width. Actually, that was the width one. This will be the length mark. Half of the length, which is right here. Okay. Okay, so if you'll get the camera and we will look at our marks here. You can bring it on up and we'll look at dead center here. And I got a tape measure down here. Something else I would like to point out, anytime you're doing something where you have to be precise and you got to mark it, if you'll notice how I got a V right there, that gives us a precise center point. If you put a line like this or leaving like that, you know, who's to say where on that line it could be over here, it could be over here. There's probably a 1/4 inch difference. Even if you do a small one, they're still a little different. So if you'll go like what's it right here, right there, and right there, there's no doubt where that center point is. That's exactly where you want to pop your line at, right dead in the center of that V. So anytime you want to be precise, always mark yourself in a V. That way you can get dead center of right where you want to be. Okay, come on down here, honey. So a lot of people will say, you can see right here, where this is dead center of this room, right where these two chalk lines meet. You got her? That's dead center. And a lot of people will take and spread glue from about here over, and they'll start right here in the dead center of the room in order to get everything centered up. you don't have to do that, and I'm fixing to show you how. I'm going to start right there in that doorway that leads outside, so I can stack my tiles outside on the sidewalk area and just work my way in. So what we're going to do, these are two 24-inch tiles, okay? So I am going to overlap, if you'll look right here. Remember now, these are 24-inch tiles, and that needs to be dead center. So I'm going to overlap my line 1 foot, so therefore that's going to be in the center. And let's see here, let me come on down to about right there. I just need to get me a mark somewhere down here. Anyway, this has got to be real precise. Look right here, real close. I want 12 inches right dead on my line. Because if we got a 2-foot tile, that's going to be the center of the tile. That line is. That's what we want, because that center is this center. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to mark. Now remember, this is 2-foot tiles. I want to go, let's see, 2. I want it on an even number, like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And right here's the 20, so that's going to be just perfect. I'm going to go ahead and mark this at 20. Look right there how I do my little point. You see that? So I did my little V right there on the 20 mark. That gives me exactly where I need to be. And I'll do the same thing over here on the other side of the room. What I'm doing, I'm just transferring my marks down this way so that I can start in the doorway. But I got to make sure that it is still going to be centered. So that's why I'm putting that on 12 inches. Okay, that's perfect. Good job, baby. And again, I'm going to mark on 20 because that's an even number. So if I put the side of my tile on this, it's going to be perfect down there. Now what I want to do is transfer this over, and the same thing, I'm going to overlap it 1 foot. If you'll come right here, honey. I want to get close enough to where I can sit in that doorway and get a tile here. So I guess 4 foot's going to be it, because 6 foot's going to be too far. So let me get my 1 foot mark right dead on my point right there. And I'm going to put me a mark right here on 4 foot. Okay. Now this don't have to be really far apart. All I need is a starting point right here in the doorway. So I'm just going to come about this far. Okay. Because once I get worked up to this center line, that's going to be all good. Anyway, let's see, 12 inches and 4 foot. Okay. So now, let's see, we'll set that camera down again on this bucket, I guess. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pop our lines here where we measured to. Are you there, honey? Okay, now if you'll go right up on this other mark right here, I'll go down there on that one, or vice versa. Either way, it don't matter. Right here's where we're going to be. It's okay. So anyway, are you good there? Okay. Okay. All right, so there we have it. Now, go ahead and bring your camera over here.
Okay.
All right, so we had a foot overlapped our center mark this way. A foot overlapped our center mark this way when we got our measurements right here. So therefore, come real close right here. If we put our first tile right there, this will be the corner of our first tile. It's going to work perfect that direction. Let's just see if center will be center right there. Let's double check ourselves just to be on the safe side. So I want to, this should be, come on down, follow me down, honey, because this should fall right dead. I got this is right where the side of the tile is going to be. And if I start there, it should end up exactly center on our mark down here. Let's see if we done it right. Come on down here, sugar. Okay, so there we go, right there. 19, so that's going to fall perfect. That's an odd number. And let's follow this one. If we go right here, we should fall right dead on. I'm going to come from this point right here, because this is where it's going to start. And let's see what we got over here on the center point, which is 3 foot. Right here. 3 foot. So that's going to be 2 foot will be a full tile, and then 3 foot will be a half of a tile. Okay, so that's going to be dead center of the tile. Same thing down there on 18 would be a full tile, and then 19 foot would be half of another tile. So me starting with my first tile right here where I got this X, I'm going to end up exactly dead center when I get to my center point down there in the center of the room. And that's how we get our tile started without starting in the middle of the room. I'm going to glue all this area, and I can come right here and start working in this door, lay my piece right there, and then just carry on. I don't have to start in the center of the room to get everything centered. I can start anywhere I want to, so long as I transfer my lines over just like that. That's how we start. Thank you for watching.